Not bad. All right, so we have a buy a list league, or we're calling them ball. You buy a ball for us, and this one comes to us from Last God. Last God's a regular on the stream. You've probably seen them around, and hopefully they can catch some of this live. Now, this is Sultai Ninjas, and Last God's pretty known for doing the Fallen Shinobi type of stuff here. And Fallen Shinobi is a pretty cool card. It's got ninjutsu, which is a pretty cool ability, and ninjutsu basically lets you swap a creature out that is attacking and that is not, I believe, blocked. Let's see here. Yeah, unblocked attacker. And you get to swap it out. You put the shinobi in, then you get to attack in. Your opponent could still kill the shinobi out of nowhere, but because it's at 5 and it's a 4 toughness creature, typically the only thing that can do that is path. So this is a pretty sweet little card here. Now, the difficult thing is you have to have a creature that gives you that value when you attack. So you have to have a creature attacking. A lot of times people do this with tokens. Evasive tokens are a big hit, but in this case we're using flash creatures here. We're using Snapcaster Mages, we're using Spell Stutter Sprites, and we're using Ice Fangs. What's up, Odysseus? So all of these flash in. Spell Stutter Sprite's kind of cool. It could counter some burn that could happen to us. Snapcaster can obviously snap Mana Leak or snap Inquisition, Fatal Push. It gets on the battlefield. We can also do this when they tap out. Maybe we have 3 mana, flash it in, and then maybe Shinobi. Ice Fang Kotal's in here as well. Just that's that evasive redraw card, so it's really good. Fits in nicely with the curve. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want one of these 12 hits here. You could even do it off of a Noble Hierarch, but you want one of those attacking, then you get to do the Shinobi. We're clearly all in on the Shinobi because it has 4 of them in this list. Seems decent to me. Couple Mana Leaks, couple Drown the Locks. Because we're in the blue-black category here, we've got the Inquisition, we got the Thoughtseize, we got the Fatal Push, the typical things there. We have a couple Clings here, which I'm a little bit... I could see this potentially being something else, like an extra Thoughtseize personally, because I don't see too much going to the graveyard in terms of what other people are doing. However, it's good to be rounded and balanced here. So the Cling to Dust could be just a draw card for us. And that's kind of nice instead of playing Opt or Serum Visions. Let's see here. We've got Abrupt Decays. We've got Assassin's Trophies here for some removal. You'll notice I've kind of made 1-drops here, and then we have 2-drop creatures, 2-drop counter spells, and 2-drop interaction. Sideboard, we've got a bunch of forces. I kind of like this. If we look at it, we have Force of Negations here, Force of Despair, and Force of Vigor. We're kind of doing it all with the forces. It's pretty cool. Fatal Pushes, Surgicals, Weather the Storms, Ashiok's, Assassin's Trophies. There's some Damping Spheres in here. This is probably for Tron, and some Graph Digger Cages as well. What's up, Last God? We're just kind of going over the list and making sure, one, we understand what we're doing, which we're trying to attack with a creature in the air and shinobi them, interact with our opponents a bit. We got a good idea of what we have in the sideboard. I like that Weather the Storm against, say, Prowess. That'll be pretty tasty if we get to do that. I like a Force of Despair, too. We did see Oops All Spells list recently, so that's pretty good. Graph Digger's Cage seems decent. I think you're a little heavy on the graveyard interaction, but maybe that's because, you know, your main board takes care of some of the other stuff. So I hope that will work out. Did you see my notes on Gaia's Blessing? I can make that switch. I actually rented a Gaia's Blessing because I actually don't own one. So Gaia's Blessing in for a Force of Vigor. Easy switch. We won't run into Mill, but in case we do. What's up, True King? Card advantage, what do we do? A couple of 2-mana ninjutsus also. Sometimes you do that. I think this one's just like value beat down with either Snapcaster Ice Fang over time, or then sneak in a Shinobi and win the game. That's really what we're trying to do here, Shadowless. That is the plan. And with that plan, I think it's time to get into our leagues and get things kicked off. Shall we? Shall we? Let's see here. Modern League. Do I have event tickets? I do. Let's go. Also glad you could join us, Last God. Fingers crossed this all works, right? Have you had success with the list? That would be the number one question. Also, if you would like to buy a list, you can do so. You hit up exclamation point. I think I named it tip or donate in the Twitch chat, but also for YouTube down below, they exist. We're going to keep them open for a little while. Hopefully we don't get too overwhelmed with them. If they become something I'm not interested in, we'll discontinue it. But for now, available and ready. I think it's 25 for a modern league, 35 for a non-modern league. And yeah, we'll get to them on Wednesdays. Like today. Get you one full league. I did do one YouTube exclusive because the person that donated for it was a YouTube person. I don't know if I'm going to always do that. I think I want to make them for Wednesdays because we did them yesterday. Although yesterday's control one took like 3.5 hours to record. We had to win a few games against very long games. Yeah, Thailand, there it is. So you have a buy league list and then the tip page as well. I call it a buy league because I'm always kind of nervous about the whole donate and tip, but I know donate is the nomenclature for these lists sometimes. You want a competitive hyper modern event with 16 people. Those are results. 2 weekends ago. This is the meta we need. The Shinobi meta. Let's find out what our first opponent is. I hope we don't run into an unfavorable matchup. That would be the worst. We do get to play first, though. That's always great. One land. This does not feel like a one land kind of list. I think I'm going to need 2. I do have the Cling, but this is debatable to keep just because if it was like Serum Visions, I'd probably consider it. But the Cling hitting something in the graveyard is only attainable if my opponent perhaps fetches, thought seizes, or do something like that. I'm on the play as well, so I don't like this. I think we gotta mulligan this. Here we go. There we go. All right, we can definitely work with this. We got some fatal pushes. Got the Shinobi. Definitely gonna keep. We want to probably... I'm tempted to put back a fatal push because I'd love to just Shinobi. Have that on curve. Double fatal push could be worth it too here. My opponent didn't reveal Lurrus or anything. Let's go ahead and put a fatal push back. Be a little greedy with our Shinobi here. And go for it. I don't remember if this list had a Triome in it, but we'll find out real soon here with the Misty Rainforest. My opponent's mulligan to 6 as well. Good luck. Yeah, Thailand, that takes you to our website, and I will try to keep that as up-to-date as possible. That's also the form, so you can see that it went through when you submit. Kind of gives you guys insights into what I'm working on, because I think I put pending and estimated dates of when we'll do the leagues as well, so that you can be ready. Estimated, though. Things can change, always. We try to be consistent, though, on the stream. Let's make sure I'm not F6 by accident. Opponent's considering their 6 here. What have you been up to, Last God? What you been up to? Let's see here. Oh, I can move my MTG bot score back up. We can move that back up so we can see the follower goal. We don't have a guest on here anymore. Look at that. I'm not far from 3,500. That's crazy. All right, what are we doing here? There they go. I'll probably update the link in that spreadsheet to the bit.ly one at some point too, but you can always grab the upcoming donation list based on however people have shared it. I think Last God and others have used Goldfish, MTG decks, other things like that. All right, your move, opponent. We're moving kind of slow here. Spire Bluff Canal. We have a Swift Spear. Wonder if this is just worth killing. I think it probably is. Like Fetch Shock. I'd rather have the Spell Stutter sprite open. And we do not have that Triome, which is fine. Let's go ahead and Fetch Shock, blast this. Then I can... Ooh, Inquisition's kind of tempting. think I want a Spell Stutter Sprite, though. My opponent could have just the one lander here and wanting to get in next turn, light up the stage, so they play a 1-drop here. Arid Mace is pretty good for them. Seeing them fetch is not very good. 2 drops are not counterable. I think I just let this go and then counter the red spell. Like, I'd rather counter a creature. Okay, I didn't get anything. That's kind of okay. Let's go ahead and fetch here so I can get a basic, so I take less damage. Because I can then get a island for the Spell Stutter. What do we got here? We have a Lava Dart, a Lightning Bolt, and a Manamorphose. Well, that's interesting. Oh, Last God, you're a little behind if you're saying let op go. We're already staring at their hand here. I kind of want to just take the Manamorphose. Manamorphose. I kind of want to take like the Lava Dart or the Lightning Bolt too, though, because I could flash this in. And if I flash this in, I could try to Shinobi. Manamorphose is just kind of like really bad if they draw the Stormwing off of it, and it is a redraw. I'm just going to take the Manamorphose and have the 2 things that I can technically counter here. Knowing that they could just kill the Spell Stutter Sprite. They drew a mountain. I almost want to flash this in. I'm going to flash it in and be aggressive here. They probably don't care about a 1-1 for a little while. Maybe I can get kind of lucky here. Let's just fetch another basic. Make it look super basic what I'm doing here. Attack. This is where I hope that I can get this. The other thing that could happen here is they could double hit the Fallen Shinobi. Maybe I just let this hit and then I do a Snapcaster to steal something here. I mean, like, how valuable is this Shinobi getting in? It's tough to say. Just gonna let it resolve. Let it resolve, and I sort of want to do the Snapcaster, but I kind of want to Fatal Push too. If I Inquisition, they're just gonna fire both of these off. You want a Shinobi there? Let's just wait. Do it. I was hesitant. How do you feel about playing Titan decks for a Bio League? I can play just about anything for Bio League. We just completed Jeskai Control the other night. It is designed to. I almost want them to burn one of these though. Now I have 2 threats here. I'm gonna pick up one of these. I'll probably pick up the Snapcaster if given the opportunity. Okay. They might sacrifice here. Alright, now we'll go ahead and ninjutsu here. Pick up the Spell Stutter Sprite, Fallen Shinobi in here. If they want to kill this, it's Lightning Bolt plus Lava Dart here. Hey, thank you for the follow. Mad MTG, thank you for extending your tier 1 sub as well. There's the Lightning Bolt. followed by the sacrifice of the lava dart here. This like doesn't feel that bad, honestly. Hey, there's those emotes. All right, that's what they all do. We have a Steam Vents and an unknown card here. Probably don't fire off the Thoughtseize. Maybe I could. So I think the results are pretty much the same, other than maybe Snapcaster is dead. Maybe Snapcaster wouldn't have been dead. Yep, making them use the spells on the Shinobi. The Burst Lightning. Okay. We have Steam Vents and I have a Thoughtseize here. They play the Steam Vents. Gonna shock it in. Does not. Okay. I can't see a world where I'm supposed to Thoughtseize here. I'll Thoughtseize if I draw like another Shinobi, I think. Because then I want to check the hand, I'll counter something, and then get the Shinobi going the next turn. Kling's not a bad draw. Can gain some life or draw a new card here. I could Thoughtseize now. I kind of want to. Let's check the hand. I think this is worth the 2. Oh yeah, it's worth the infinity. That was good. Okay, go ahead, opponent. I think I want to use this Kling to just gain life, honestly. This first time around here. So gaining life's creature light. Yeah. Just gain a little bit of life here. A little bit of life. Play a Swamp down. Use that Kling to dust again. Gain a little more, maybe? I can't, actually. I'll counter this lightning bolt, too, if they fire it off. Nothing. Nothing. Land. Alright. We'll go shields down here briefly. And we'll get rid of some of these cards I don't care about. Snapcaster can, too. Alright. Shields down briefly. If they want to lightning bolt me, fine. I draw another card. I'm sure there will be more opportunities here. Go ahead, opponent. Now I can get a 1 and a 2 drop. This is looking really good. Can't quite Kling again, but we're sitting at a healthy 14. Alright, I need a payoff card now. I kind of want to counter this because I know they have a lightning bolt and I can potentially counter both. Let's do it. Let's go. We're going to top deck Shinobi and they're going to be done. Countered. Gonna need more than that bolt. Countered. Bam. Did we get there? Oh, no draw for you. Oh. I don't mind if I do. Oh, I don't mind if I do. And we have it for a counter spell. Oh, give me the burn. I can play the land. I can play the Spritey Dragon. Oh, it's a fairy. Oh my gosh. 3 mana, get countered. Oh, yes. You're done, opponent. Just walk away. Just walk away. Yep, last god just got his money worth. That is... I just used up all the luck for the league. The Fairy Dragon coming in clutch against the Light Up the Stage. And I got a land. Why not? In for some damage. 5, 6, 7, 8. Could Kling to dust. Let's just Shinobi them. Soulscar Mage. Don't mind if I do. Bloodstained Mire looks great. Go ahead, opponent. I can cling, fetch, cling again. Looking good. What a start. Woo! What a start. It's like we drew it up. All right. Well, this seems like a weather the storm kind of matchup. Definitely. Fatal Push doesn't seem so bad here either. Making sure this doesn't say life gain. I know it's a shuffle effect. Yeah, I think it's just these three, honestly. Honestly, man. And I was just given Cling to Dust. Just Cling to Dust didn't win that game. Well, actually, Cling to Dust drew us an extra card. Lined up perfectly the Shinobi. I don't believe this is a Force of Negation matchup either. Let's think here. Mana Leak seems good. Fatal Push, Inquisition. What doesn't seem good? Oops. Dang it. There we go. Yeah, sweet. Weather the Storm. So I think I want the Clings. I want this Fatal Push. It's probably just like, how do I beat the drag, the Storm, not Storm Breath. How do I bring Storm, Wing? It's got to be just Drown the Lock or Assassin's Trophies. I guess I have enough potential hits. So Thoughtseize could come out for Weather the Storm, and I can just fit a Fatal Push in here over something. Honestly, maybe just like over a Noble Hierarch, because I'd want just the removal instead. Like Noble Hierarch's probably getting Fatal Push or something. I mean, or not Fatal Push, Lava Darted. There's a lot of Lava Dart targets, and now that they know we're on the Shinobi plan, they're gonna be checking that. But we can overwhelm them with little creatures here. I think this is fine. Maybe that we bring in the other Assassin's Trophy as just another removal. Or Spell Stutters are maybe a little bit weak. I don't know. I think we just outlive them with Weather the Storms, Cling to Dust, and then have a few creatures get into our removal, remove the things that they do, and smack them. Dark Zone, I agree. Already loving it. Cannot complain. Great start. Hopefully Last God's okay. Last God hasn't responded. He's probably just like, I hope he didn't get shocked too much with such immense, incredible plays there. I know, fainted. There you go, fainted from shock. Last God will be back in League Match 4. How are we doing? I'm just recovering from prowess. Oh my gosh, Last God. We've Shinobi'd people 45 times. Oh my gosh. Hand looks good. Removal, counter kill. Oh, I've had to use the defib. All right, looks good. Shinobi's a little bit high here, but we started with a Shinobi last time. My opponent's mulligan down to 6 here as well. Good for us. And they do keep their 6. Bloodstained Mire for leading things off. And we'll probably play a creature here. Soulscar Mage, excellent. Okay, I can shock in. I kind of like the idea of shocking because then I can get the blue. We'll just, I don't believe they have much that can protect this that I'm worried about. Maybe I just don't get cute here. I don't mind being cute. Let's be cute. Cute. Maybe they play Sprite Dragon. I don't know. In they go. Soulscar Mage. Connect him for 1. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh no, opponent. We're gonna hang tight here with the Drown and the Spell Stutter. We'll do kind of the same thing where we wait a turn, and then we worry about doing the Inquisition plus one of those spells next. And set ourselves up for Shinobi. Yeah. Your move, Prowess. Thailand, thank you for the donation. We'll take a look at that. Or you can just let us know. Because I think it takes 5 minutes or so to get to the webpage. Excuse me, opponent. Excuse me. I do Spell Stutter Sprite here. Oh, I wish I would have done this. Now I'm going to do a watery grave here, so I have double black. Then I can just play the snow-covered forest here. I do want an Inquisition. I want the Noble Hierarch too. I want it all. By Inquisition, I actually have to do Misty Rainforest, get Island here. And if I'm getting Island, I can use this. So let's Inquisition. See what else they're doing here. Gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's their poor hand here. Let's get rid of a Manamorphose. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's just connect for 1 and pass the turn. Good luck, opponent. I hope you find that land. Subs for the Shinobi Dragon. Oh, it was a really good one, wasn't it? It played out super well. Thank you for those generous ones to Shadowless, Rock Stackers, Stan, Matsu Mind, Mr. Jangles, and Zashad. All right. They don't have anything they can do here, so I guess I'm going to Shinobi them. Why not, right? I don't think it'll be too bad here, getting the Shinobi. Maybe I'll steal their land for them. In we go. In we go. We know their hand here, so I'm feeling good about this ninjutsu. In for 5, put them to 11. Unlikely they'll be able to remove this easily, too, with these kinds of cards here. Woo! For all the new folks... Ooh. I'll take a Swift Spear. I'll take a land. Here's this land that they needed. Oh, I can't play the land because I played my land. I needed this Shinobi, though. That's fine. Go away, card. For all those brand new here, getting that sub, you can hit up our sub Discord if you have Twitch linked. Ooh, Gutshot. Gutshot's me so that they can either play Stormwing down or light the stage. They choose light up the stage. They find themselves a Soulscar Mage and a Lava Dart. And they concede. The game is over. My opponent's going to get hit for 5 or 6, maybe even more. Top doesn't even matter. That's a W. That's a good start. That's a good one. Shinobi is a must answer. We're learning that right here, right now. Let's go. Is this going to be the whole night, Last God? Oh boy. I'm excited. I'm excited if that's going to be it. All right. 1-0. Our opponent's 2-0. We do get to play first. Hey, Brendan Siri. What a start. Keep? It's a Luris list. They could steal something from me, but this is pretty good. I mean, just go get Breeding Pool and then we just like end them. Didn't that feel sweet? Yes. Oh my gosh. Butcher Dean. Snoring Dad. Mistaken getting a tier 1 sub as well. Testament. Maximized. And Dozy. Some names. Some names there. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. Welcome everybody. That's 10 brand new subs. Why are you all so kind? Throw up our Discord so people can find that. All right, fetching and shocking here and doing blue things. Serum Visions. All right, that's not that scary. I was worried about a Thoughtseize here taking Fallen Shinobi. All right, well, let's see here. I don't really need much more green, this and that. We'll just do Polluted Delta, pass the turn, start getting these snow-covered swamps. Valky Demir? It could be. Could be. There's a follow-up Serum Visions. This first one, they put 2 cards on the bottom. I hope they find lands. They do. Fetching. Steam Vents. Grixis in colors. Serum Visions again. It's a lot of Serum Visions, opponent. Need to hydrate. That's right. Can't get too excited. St. Patty Victory Hydrate. I had a green shirt on, but it kind of is not for the stream. I have a stream wardrobe and I have a not. Heck, we have a green light. Didn't even think about that. I had it covered earlier today. Wow, that's a lot of lands. Let's just do a Misty Rainforest. Punch him for 1. Punch him for 1. Go, opponent. We're flooding a little bit. It could be the Dreadhorde Arcanist. We've seen that kind of list from something like this. They've got 3 cards. They just fetched. Watery Grave here, doing its thing. I'm waiting for the zombie fish at this point. I really am, because all my opponent's doing is drawing cards. That's all they're doing. Their deck is Lurrus.draw. No. No. Don't take that. Don't take Shinobi. Take Snapcaster. So much value. Oh. Well, I guess they have 2 cards left. I'm gonna... They like it. Last God, I like it. I don't know. I could Thoughtseize and then I could snap Thoughtseize here. I'm gonna Thoughtseize. See what the heck's up here. I can always snap this away. There's a Death Shadow. Get that out of here. I don't care about the Teamer Battle Rage. Go ahead, opponent. I'll plan to snap and Thoughtseize the Lurrus if they put it to hand, since I made them discard a Death Shadow here. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Okay. Let's take a redraw here. See if I can hit something a little more interesting. It's interesting enough. I'm not going to Thoughtseize again because this is kind of close here with this 4/4, especially with the Teamer Battle Rage. It could Teamer Battle Rage me and hit me for quite a bit here, actually. Okay. End step here, I'm gonna go ahead and flash in the Snapcaster. I don't have any reason to really Thoughtseize here. We're flooding out pretty hard. One, two, 3. Let's just do 2 here and leave Ice Fang back, and I'm leaving my Spell Stutter back. We're gonna put a Forest down here. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 Spell Stutters, and I didn't draw a counter for a future Teamer Battle Rage. So if they drew Teamer Battle Rage, they've got us. That trades. Okay. A new one. Pass the turn here. Oh, please, list, please. I'm gonna have to defend again. Please stop. I need a removal spell. Oh, I can counter that. We're gonna counter that. I don't need them to redraw here. Puts Lurrus to hand here. I'm gonna block with, I think, the Spell Stutter. Because 2 damage is a 2-turn clock. So I can make it a... I can make it so they don't shock. Or they don't fetch, and then they can't get a Death Shadow. They can get another Bobble here. Attack for 2 here. We're going to obviously block. This puts them to 1. They can't fetch here. I chump here as long as they don't have removal. Lurrus down. Now I just need spot removal for Lurrus. If I can find a spot removal for Lurrus, we win this one. One time off the top. Let's go. Come on. Oh, they don't attack. Okay, I need a lot more than just one spot removal now. I have to take this, right? I have to do the cling to draw a card. Gaining life here doesn't make sense. So I just take the bauble from them. They can play like Death Shadows and stuff. I need to like survive with a creature in the air. Cling in response to Lurrus. Lurrus just casts something. It's not a, you don't target. I mean, I can cling a couple things here. Oh, there's a Drown the Lock. Can I cling again? One, let's see, put this down. I could cling again and have the Drown. If I cling again and have the Drown, I could cling the Lurrus. We're dying to this thing if it's too big. I think I cling one more time here, and I want to draw again. So the last thing I need them to do is Snapcaster Team or Battle Rage somehow. So let's just take that. This lets me still Drown the Lock, which I think I'm gonna have to do. This just gives me another draw, giving me a few options of what to do. All right, so I have a few options here. I haven't really drawn very well. What I could do is I could Drown the Lock the Scourge and attack. This would actually force the Lurrus to block, and this gets rid of both creatures, making it so I don't die to a Team or Battle Rage off the top. I seem to have personally flooded out like a crazy loon. So that is an option. This would gain them 3 by doing so. And them gaining 3, is that a problem? It 4 all. My opponent probably has the bolts. I do have Cling in the graveyard. I would lose Snapcaster plus the Drown the Lock. That would give me 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this 4 or 5? Needs 5. I could fetch in order to get the last one. I think I kill the Scourge here and swing lethal. This way I clear both. This way Lurrus doesn't stick around here. And we're 4 all. 4 all, and if they don't block and I happen to get Shinobi, then we're in good shape. Because like 3 attack isn't lethal and that might be a thing. They could fetch here too, but that puts them down to 3 as well, which gets scary. All right, board's cleared, top deck. We've already drawn so many things here. I could attack with Noble and potentially win with this Shinobi. We already have all these lands, clearly. Ah, they go to 2 as well. Oh, they're going to 1. They need a creature. Oh, Fatal Push works. Oh my gosh. All right, well, Cling is online. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I fetch? Do I put myself in bolt range? I can't do that, right? Nice hand, thanks. I think I've just got to do this, and we can take Lurrus in case they have K command. And we'll just get rid of our graveyard here. I don't think I want to fetch. I don't want to go to 3. Not with a bolt possible. Oh my gosh, I took Lurrus. My bad. Well, now I can. Oh, why did I pick Lurrus? I should be 1 card deeper. I don't know why. Well, K command still. I don't know how I feel about all of this. Oh, I feel better about this now. I feel better about our decision now with a Sprite Dragon. All right, let's start fetching here to refuel for Cling. Okay. We can do this again. I didn't really look at what I had. Let's do Polluted Delta. It is a nice draw. Super nice. We'll deal with Spritey Dragon here. We will kill this. I want to keep my life total high here. This hits me like 2 more times, it's a problem. I'm gonna fetch down to 4. Let's see if the fetch lands get anything else. I have a Blooming Marsh here. I have a Blooming Marsh, 2 Misty, 2 Polluted, and a Verdant Catacomb. This is my last fetchable. So these don't matter anymore. Okay. We'll put them in. There he be. The lethal hard cast. The Shinobi. They dismembered it. We can Cling on our turn here. Cling is, after all, instant speed. I don't think I'm going to play around a counter. I want to take 2 draws here. 1, 2. Oh, no. I need 1 more thing in the graveyard. I need 5. I keep thinking it's 4. Yeah, hard cast into hard cast. Opponent ops. Do we think they're running bolts? Do I have to fear the bolt? I mean, I guess I could Cling in response. Oh, gosh. All right. Why don't I play the lands? I'm working through them. They just don't fetch anything, and I'm trying to watch my life total. All right, we're going to go down. There's nothing here, but I can Cling now. We're going to Cling an opt away here. So I draw a card. The Spell Stutter Sprite. I will play this in because if I find a removal spell, I can kill Sprite Dragon. 1 time, top deck, a removal spell. It's a redraw. Redraw. 1 time, removal spell. Let's go. Yeah. Get pushed. Get pushed. Oh, I mean, we only had like 4 non-hits here. Bloodstained Mire. Woo, that was a close one. That worked really well. All right. Grafdigger's Cage is a potential. Ashiok's a maybe. Fatal Push is a most certainly. Assassin's Trophy is probably not too bad as well. No, I think they like our list. That worked well. Surgical, maybe not. Weather the Storm could be kind of interesting. You could gain, like, potentially 9-ish life and mess up a Scourge. I don't know if that's really worth it, but that's something you could do. Surgical, no. Dampings, probably no. Guy's Blessings, no. Force is probably a no. Despair is maybe? Probably not. Yeah, he drew perfect besides the 8 lands before, exactly. What do we not like? I mean, Spellstutter Sprite's going to hit quite a bit. Cling was, I mean, I'll eat my words. Cling's clearly doing things. Cling is clearly doing things. Let's look at this list. So we're clearly all in on the Shinobi. We actually like just about anything we can steal. Ice Fang and Spellstutter are evasive creatures, which we want. Snapcaster rebuys stuff. Am I just getting rid of like 2 Thoughtseizes here once again and doing like Fatal Push plus Assassin's Trophy this time so that I have more removal? That seems okay. We have to worry a little bit about Luris. We have to worry a little bit, but we can control it a little bit with Cling to Dust. We could also potentially Inquisition or counter it. So I think it's just these 2 removal pieces. I'm not going to worry about the graveyard because I think I'm going to handle just fine. I think Weather the Storm, this is probably the wrong matchup, but you can see where I get really excited. Weather the Storm. Let's say we have 4 mana. They do like Thoughtseize. We then snap and Weather the Storm, and then their Scourge dies. That would be pretty sweet, but that's probably not going to happen. So just put that idea out of our head. I know, I'm so tempted to Weather the Storm too, but I think it's totally wrong. Force of Despair is probably... This hand looks great. Force of Despair is probably for some sort of combo. It could be for Dredge. It could be for Oops All Spells. It could be for a few other probably lists where you have those combos where they get a lot of creatures out. Could be for potentially Storm, if they convert themselves into the Empty the Warrens plan. It could be for some of these affinity lists we've seen. Could be also Encounter of a Coco for, say, Heliod combo. Just some things that I can think of. Whether you do that for all of those or not, it's probably to be seen, but definitely those are your options. Inquisition takes probably Abrupt Decay here. Oh, takes my Sprite. Takes my Sprite. Get a Swamp later, Breeding Pool here. I may not even fetch with this, honestly. My opponent could have Scourges. Bye-bye, Abrupt Decay. Basic Island, all of this. I'm gonna fetch Shock here. I'll do an Overgrown Tomb here so I can do the Cling to Dust. This will be kind of fun. Humans is a good one. Oh, Saheeli Cat combo. That's a good point. All right, Fatal Push isn't a bad pickup here. Inquisition's not bad. Let's start there, see if they have anything I'm worried about. We have a Spritey Dragon and a Fatal Push. I'm gonna take the Sprite Dragon. I'm pretty sure I can beat a Fatal Push. I'm pretty sure we can beat that. Long game initiated here. After all, what are they gonna do? Put Lurrus into play? Ha! Ha! Lurrus to hand. Put a fetch land down, pass the turn. Putting the fetch land down in case they decide to do Lurrus here. Might be a little surprised to see a Lurrus, but we could also Cling to Dust something here as well. There's Lurrus. Let's go ahead and just get a Breeding Pool here. We'll go ahead and Fatal Push the Lurrus. And at this point, I'm going to use the Cling to Dust to draw a new card here as well, because Lurrus is now not a problem. Peatland. Nice. Shinobi. All right, let's go ahead and use a Misty Rainforest to find a basic, and then use Cling to Dust to draw another card here, working on our Shinobi. We do have a Fatal Push we've got to be worried about. Maybe they'll tap out for me. Bloodstain Mire, all this stuff. Good things. There's a Death Shadow. And a Seal of Fire. Nifty. All right, let's go ahead and take an Opt from them. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Fetch. Go get a basic. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cling to Dust. The Opt seems fine. Land, land, land. Spell Stutter. The other Cling to Dust is probably okay. Snapcaster's pretty good here if we drew it. Drown the Lock's pretty good if we draw it. I guess the Shinobi gets around the whole Fatal Push, right? Maybe I should just be slamming that down. Like, Death Shadow's not that scary here, not with a Fatal Push. Let's do it. They get one turn to draw the removal they need. One turn, and then I got them on lockdown. They're gonna die. Whoa. Opt. Bottom random card. It was a fetch land. 5-drop. Nice draw. All right, who's ready to see the top of their library? Goodbye, Death Shadow. Hello, your library. Oh, yeah. Not to mention we have great counter spells here. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Top of the library is a bauble. Is that it? All right. Let's see what they're drawing. Steam vents. We draw. A Shinobi. This game's over. Yes. Assassin's Trophy here. Shinobi. Snapcast Shinobi. No. Okay. Last God, this is great. This is great. Can everyone donate lists like this? Thank you. Appreciate it. Currently 2-0, our opponent's 3-1. We do get the draw this time. 550 play points secured. All right, here's this one lander again. Once again, I like it, but I can't probably keep it. We're a little ways away from the Shinobi. This is like a mull to 6. Although the Inquisition's nice, my opponent's kept all 7 cards. I think we need a better hand than this. Let's mulligan. Well, I have all the lands. I could put a land back. Put like a snow-covered island back. I have a redraw. Assassin Trophy for removal. There's a part of me that's like not sad to see a hand like this, but I know it's not the greatest. But I do know that that gets me to the Shinobi. I'm going to keep a little bit of a more, shall we call it, slow hand. Oh no. Oh no. Well, this might be tough. Stinkweed. Narcomoeba plus Creeping Chill and a Prized Amalgam here on turn 1. How much do I hide from them? Because I've got some good stuff in the sideboard. It's a very slow hand for Stretch. I'm almost tempted to not show them anything. Oh my gosh, I've got the Cling to Dust. The list is just like, you doubt. Let me get you your best card. Dang it. I could do a Watery Grave and a Cling to Dust. This doesn't really show that much. I gotta deal with this at some point. The Assassin's Trophy gives them a land. Let's go. Let's keep going. Cling it. Buy life from the loam. Oh, mana leak. Imagine Inquisitioning and seeing Shinobi. Exactly. Alright, let's see how much more they can do to me here. Cathartic Reunion and just kind of blows through. With me not being able to do the mana leak, it's going to be brutal. Stinkweed and Golgari Thug off the Cathartic Reunion. Narcomoeba and Creeping Chill. There's an Ox down here. There's a Stinkweed. There's another Creeping Chill and all the Narcomoebas. We're never getting through. There's a Bloodghast down here too for later. I think Dredge has got us game number 1. Yes. I'm at 9. Taking 4, going to 5. This is our turn 2. Our turn 2, by the way. Turn 2. All right. That was rough. That was something else. All right. So the question is, how much of this do I want to bring in here? How much of this do I want to bring in? Probably most of it. Don't want the Thought Seizes. I highly doubt I want even the Inquisitions. I think I just want, like, honestly, these 5. Like, I don't think I want to make them discard. It's just, like, real bad. Real bad. A couple Forces could be potentially nice, but these are in. This is... I don't know, like Force of Despair could be kind of like a fun thing if they get like a major turn. It's like a board wipe sort of against them for a turn. Obviously Dredge, that's what it is. But board wipe here with maybe the Cage to follow up could be like, could be it. So we're gonna try this card. I don't think Force of Negation needs to be here. They have Haggle and they have Shriekmaw. This could be worth it. I mean, am I rushing out a Noble Hierarch? Probably. I probably want to try to get to my Shinobis quick enough. Maybe Shinobi's not very good here. I mean, what am I getting? A prized amalgam or something? This may not be a very good Shinobi matchup. Other than Shinobi, like, ends the game quickly. That's what Shinobi's gonna do. So, I guess I like it for that reason. I don't think I want this negation. Like, I want it and I don't. I think I still maintain the clings even though I have cage. Force would exile alone. This is a true point. I don't think. Force is just a better leak. That's a good point. I sort of want to just in for Noble Hierarch, honestly. I'm going to take 2 Nobles out and put 2 Forces in. I know this seems odd, but I don't see myself just turn 1 Noble. I'm going to want to turn 1 Surgical, Grafdiggers, or Cling. That's what I'm going to want to do. Let's play first. Cling with a Spell Stutter Sprite here. This feels too slow. I have a lot of hate pieces to just keep a 4-lander with 3 pieces that don't do a lot. I don't think I can keep this. I want to, but I don't think I can. I've got better things to do. Let's mulligan this. This is not one of those better things. Let's mulligan this as well. All right. This is interesting. Though I have the Force of Despair, I can probably get rid of that. Ashiok's not bad with a Force backup. I could keep this and hope that Ice Fang finds me a land or the Force pitches something. This means my Ashiok is on turn 3 earliest. I think we got to keep this. I want to keep this. Alternatively, I could do something else, but I think I'm going to have to counter with the Ice Fang pitch here. So let's give it a shot. Good luck, opponent. Don't end me, please. Copper line. Here's the haggle. So we either take a draw or I counter this. I think I want to slow them down. They want to discard, and if you do draw, I think we just nail this. And I'll try to get Ashiok soon. If that was their only way to get things out of their hand here, then I feel really good. Take a Watery Grave. Land. All right, Snapcaster's not the worst. I'll kind of just tempted to throw it in here. I might just Life from the Loam. I wouldn't mind seeing Life from the Loam. They pick up the land and then I get to Ashiok it away. Oh gosh, they have a Cathartic right after this too. Oh no. Stinkweed. Oh, okay, they didn't hit anything. Come on, land. Come on, land. I'm not gonna fetch. Land off the top. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Life total matters some. Let's do it. Let's get 1 shock, not 2 though. This'll do though. All right, this is as good as it's gonna get, I think. Get rid of yours and getting more of their cards because I don't want to put things in the graveyard for me. We're gonna try to, you know, mill them out. Yes. Woo, we dodged a bullet there. We really needed it too. All right, what else do you have for me? Oh my gosh. Stop. Narcomoeba and a Creeping Chill. All right. They have a land drop for this Bloodcast too. Probably. No land, no land. Oh, there's 2 Bloodcasts. Oh my gosh. Okay. What can I draw here? Not that. If I milled myself, what good is that gonna do? Not a lot. I get a cling. I get a surgical. I'm gonna mill them again. Polluted Delta in and a Snapcaster. They're down to 28 cards, but they've got enough power on the battlefield. Maybe they only send 2 things at Ashiok, and I get to do 1 more activation of this. Snapcaster just blocks here. They send everything at Ashiok. Well, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the Snapcaster in at end step here. And we're gonna Shinobi them. Shinobi. Don't make a blocker. All right, we're at 11. We're at 11. I don't really have any good board wipes here. Spell Stutter's not very good either. I can play the defense game. If they have another land, it's not helping us. I don't want to kill Stinkweed. I can counter... Oh, I can counter this. I can counter this. All right. Value. That wasn't bad. Life from the Loam, so they have a land in hand now. They already play the land, so I can actually kill Bloodghast here if I wanted to. Forgotten Cave for the Life from the Loam. There's a Stinkweed down here now. So I'm going to block 2 Bloodghast and only take 2. It's 2 in the air. Air is a problem for us. Noble Hierarch's not good. Now they just play land and they get both Bloodghast back. We needed another way to interact with their graveyard one more time there. I think Dredge has us. Oh, Creeping Chill. Oh no. Oh no. They're back up to 20. We're down to 6. Land, double Bloodghast, block 1 Bloodghast, take 4, go to 2. Go to 2 and they have this. It all started so well. And then what did we run into? Dredge. It's a dreadful matchup. Shall we? Going on to match number 4. Conflags away the Noble Hierarch, attacks with the team. You got us, opponent. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. We need those hate pieces, and we're having to do it on turns or games 2 and 3. And if you don't get them, it's gonna be a tough one. No board wipes either. So if you get behind with them having creatures out there, it's gonna be rough. Not to mention, although Shinobi can hit things like Creeping Chill and help you out, there's not like big bombs that you could get out of their list. Not necessarily. They have a lot more things that interact with their graveyard nicely. And honestly, you don't want to put something out and they like kill it and then they get a Dredger. Interesting matchup though. Difficult one. One we would like to avoid with the list. Let's continue. Match 4. That was tough. That I don't know. Last God, what do you think? Is that a winnable matchup? They're probably really unfavored. That would be my guess. Oh, I get to go first again. Let's do this. All right, here's this 2-lander with a lot of good stuff. We're going to keep this. We're going to get to Inquisition here off like Watery Grave. Going to go get a Breeding Pool and we'll be set. Cage would have been nice. We only saw 1 claim, making me think they have a claim in their hands. Opponent's mulled to 6-5, now 4. Not good for them, especially since I'm going to Inquisition you. Can you imagine getting this Spell Stutter sprite down? Ha ha ha! Tron? It might be Tron. Tron is the Shinobi dream. Shinobi just wants to do things to Tron, wants to get those Karns. Alright, what are we looking at here? Which 4 cards would you like to keep, opponent? either Thundering out or that's something else. It's tough to tell. All right, what did I say? Watery Grave. It's got me distracted. They kept 4 cards. Let's see what they've got. Let's see what they've got. They're like, no. They're like, no. All right. Luris build. Did not want to show. Do we think they're mill or do we think they're like a Death Shadow list? Could be a Boggles. It's true. Could be Boggles too. I think about the only thing I feel comfortable bringing in, regardless of which variation it is probably just Assassin's Trophy. Could potentially bring in a Fatal Push, but we don't know much more. I think I can do Fatal Push Assassin's Trophy here and like take 2 spells out possibly. That's probably all I need to do. And I can probably just go ahead and just take the 2 Thoughtseizes out. Just like go, hey, I'm going to interact more since I know you have... I know you have these. I have seen a Luris played in like a Grixis control shell with Valky though. So that could be a thing. And then this Fatal Push and Assassin's Trophy, at least the Assassin's Trophy hits the big thing. So this is where I think Thoughtseize can come out and this can come in. So we're going to try that. We're going to make very little changes here. My opponent gave us really nothing to go on. It was a no game. They hid the information. Grixis control with Valky isn't scooping turn 1. No, but I fetched Watery Grave and Inquisitioned. They may just feel like they're so far behind that they want to hide the information. Definitely Luris Tron. Yeah, for Abrams' thing on the Tron. Tron likes to mulligan a lot, but with a Luris showing, it's... I don't know. It could be... You could... Oh, what if you did Tron with, like, Walking Ballistas? Ooh, what if you did Tron Luris with Walking Ballistas, and then you just fire them off, and then you replay them with all that Tron mana? All right, I'm going to keep this hand. I've got double Fatal Push Assassin's Trophy. If we think they are some Luris build with creatures, this is fine to do it with. Time to build Tron Luris? Exactly. Think about this. You could all have all these XX spells. Think about it. Steam Vents. Shoxin. Red. Swift Spear. All right, so we're like a more of a Burny type of version. I feel really good about how we sideboarded, other than I didn't bring in Weather the Storm. But we should be okay. Luris lists are a little more aggro mid-range, and so they don't actually spit out a bunch of spells too quickly. Hardened Scales Tron, there you go. There you go. Oh, what if you played Luris like crazy Tron, but little creatures, and then you sideboarded into Tron? That could be a Tron I could get behind. I would take some interesting deck building. 14 cards to swap you straight into Tron. No one would ever see it coming. They'd be like, ah, and all this creature tiny little removal, and then you slap them with Big Daddy Karn in game 2. Sprite Dragon here. Nothing to fear so far. Want to fetch basics here. Fetching basics seems like the strongest play. Oh gosh. Never mind. Just boom. Get dead. Get dead. I'll set myself up so I can fetch basic Swamp. Fetching basic Swamp gets closer to Ice Fang, having its Death Touch trigger stuff on. This is working nicely. I'm just blowing up everything my opponent plays. I'm waiting for the scoop. Scoop phase. Where is it? Don't tell me you're going to put Luris to hand. Steam Vents. They can't even cast Luris with this set of cards. 3 mana. Luris to hand. Maybe I fetch a non-basic here. Let's fetch a non-basic. It's not going to turn Ice Fangs on just yet. We're getting there, though. Go ahead. Now I can use Fatal Push to kill Luris. I can save the Assassin's Trophy for later. I've got the Ice Fangs, got the Sprite. I'd love to just Fatal Push the Luris and let them play something as well. We'll let Serum Visions roll off here. By the way, Last God, if you find yourself against a lot of Death Shadow lists, this list feels really strong. Spell Stutter just countering the Death Shadow, baubles and things like that is just, that's some nice stuff there. 2 mana. All right, so Scourge. I kind of want to just draw here. I don't want to worry about this. I want to draw with an Ice Fang. I don't have to worry about this. I'll be fine. Noble Hierarch. Cool. Not going to fetch just yet. All right. Let's do a Noble Hierarch and let's just attack for 2. Attack for 2. I've got the Fatal Push open. I can fetch and kill Luris. I can fetch, kill Luris, and also Spell Stutter Sprite, like a Swift Spear coming back. Luris obviously can't be cast at the moment. I'm not really concerned about Scourge at this time. I could even just kill the Scourge and then flash in the Spell Stutter Sprite in reaction to a 1-drop, or I can play an Ice Fang here at the end step as well. I think we're just steadily winning this one. If they play a Death Shadow, maybe I go ahead and Spell Stutter Sprite. We are going to take this 3. If they decide that it's worth a Teamer Battle Rage and they like somehow dismember something, we can always Fatal Push in response. Fetch Forest Ice Fang gives Death Touch. This is true. I kind of like that line too. I mean, I think just taking here is fine too. But a block probably would force them to at least consider this. It does keep us off of a Spell Stutter Sprite. And now Fatal Push can't kill Luris, but I have the backup Assassin's Trophy. This draws me 1 more. I like drawing here. This is a fine line. I think all 3 or so lines that we've described work here. We'll take the one from Shadowless. Draws us 1 deeper, why not? See if they have the spot removal for the Codal. 3 mana Kozilek's Return. Well, that was slightly unexpected. Let's go ahead and Fatal Push here and take our draw. That card's... Dang it. Alright, I think it'll work though. I think we'll be okay. We'll make it work. We got a removal. We have a Spell Stutter Sprite here. Alright, I can Assassin's Trophy this. So that's what we'll do. There we go. Assassin's Trophy. I think it's worth trying to put a Spell Stutter Sprite down and maybe get the Shinobi going. We know this Luris is in hand, and this Assassin's Trophy should get them that unlocked here. Maybe I can get to combat here. And they just Lava Dart. Interesting card. All right. We'll go ahead and pass the turn here. I can Ice Fang plus Spell Stutter Sprite. Then I'll have 2 flyers. They'll play Laris plus probably a Swift Spear. They could kill one of my flyers here with their Lava Dart. I don't have, I have Drown the Lock, so I can at least Ice Fang in response to the Luris to see if I can find the Drown the Lock to counter the Luris. We'll at least give ourselves that potential out. That way we're playing the list as optimally as I think we can. All right, we miss it here, but we do get a counter something. What am I playing tonight? This is a Ninja Fairy Shinobi list from Last God. It's Sultai in color, and it feels really good. I know Last God gave us a choice between Sultai and Jeskai, I think it was, or was it Esper? And I'm really liking this one. Lava Darts, Ice Fang Kodal. That's such a strange play. Why would you not try to get something back? What a strange play. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna end step Ice Fang here, draw a card. That shouldn't get any of this to happen. None of that should happen to this. Draw our card here. This is very strange. All right. Okay, so from here, could just play Shinobi. I think I do double Spell Stutter Sprite. The usage of that and not just taking one with what appears to be a Death Shadow list is just very strange to me. We have one Lava Dart to beat here. All right, there's a Scourge. This is what we're gonna have to beat. I'm gonna play this in like I'm going to block here and see if my opponent wants to react to it, and then maybe Spell Stutter. At the rate they're going, they should go ahead and do this. They've done this every single time so far. They do not. Interesting. Interesting choices from our opponent. All right. I'm going to go ahead and Lava Dart this and see what they do here. There's been so many Lava Darts. I'm not sure I can beat all of them now. Resolve, counter. Okay. I'm just going to put it out there. There's no way they Lava Dart both of these now. There's no way. It's 2 damage, and they're gaining 3 plus the 7. And if I attack with both, they kill both of these. There's some questions out there. Are we gonna give me the turn back? No, we Lava Dart both. Very strange. Bevelstrix, Modern Horizons 2. Alright, so that... I kind of want to just find out more information here. I'm going to go to 2. Fetching with Bloodstained Mire here now. Blood Crypt shocks in. We have a bolt. We have a bolt. Oh my gosh. We have a Spell Pierce here too. All right, opponent wins. Opponent wins. Interesting how they did that. So I don't really think there's much to change here. Having so many lava darts to work through is going to be such a pain. I've never seen a Death Shadow list opting for so many lava darts. That's so crazy. I mean, if they're going to play that many spells, do we just weather the storm? They're almost prowess-like. They're almost prowess-like. Makes me not want these Assassin's trophies, honestly. If they're going to be willing to sacrifice all their lands for their lava darts. Super iffy. It was a bit super iffy, wasn't it? I don't know how I want to go about this one. Because I think if they're willing to do that, then the Weather of the Storm could easily kill a Scourge. Because they were willing to play like 3 spells a turn. Makes it tempting, at least. How do we think we beat this, everyone? How do we think we beat this? We're going to wait until probably the last moment to make a quick change here. Turn off the stream. Turn off the stream. It seemed a little odd, didn't it? We're going to wait till the 10-second mark here. I have a stream guard, but this is a donation list. We're here to play for the donations. All right, the quick changes are Assassin's Trophy, Cling to Dust out, 2 Weather the Storms in. Let's go. All right, let's play first. Let's see what we get here. Hand looks great. We'll keep. It's an easy breeding pool and go from there. Opponent thinking about their 7 here. What's up, Gamber? Thinking about our 7 here. 30 seconds into thinking about our 7 here. Keeps it. They keep it. I'm shocked. Breeding pool based on what we have in hand. And a Noble Hierarch. Go ahead, opponent. Let's go. Bloodstain Mire for our opponent. They are fetching immediately. gonna shock it in? Are we gonna shock it in? Down to 17 and Thoughtseize. I think they'll take Drown the Lock here because it can counter stuff going forward. And then I can play it instant speed. That being said, Snapcaster's probably fine, Assassins, and if they don't want me drawing. I mean, they're all fine takes. Be up to our opponent, obviously, though. Maybe Ice Fang's pretty good, actually, because it's evasive. Draws a card. Okay. And? I will, let's shock in here and attack with Noble Hierarch here. Why not? For the funds. In for a point. Death Shadow could be a thing if they fetch Shock. They can play Scourge right now. They can... I guess they don't play Luris to hand here. There's a Steam Vents. Shock's in, down to 12. Sprite Dragon. I mean, this honestly isn't that scary. I think I'll just let it resolve here. They attack me, I attack them. Oh, there's a bobble. Okay. I mean, at this point, do I just do this? I don't know. Kind of offsets what they do. MJT, what's up? How's it going? Might be the best time for this to go. Game 9. Scourges aren't a thing going forward. Could do it again later with a Snapcaster. We'll gain a little bit of life here. Back up to 22. Bobble trigger. That's a nice one. Let's attack. Go ahead. Pass turn, opponent. Pass turn. I wonder if I'm supposed to kill right here. They did have Spell Pierce. You know what? Because they have Spell Pierce, let's go ahead and kill this. Shinobi, Thunderbird. Shinobi indeed. Opponent's got free reign on this turn. Testament's correct on the name. Bolts and Swift Spear. The bolt goes to the Noble Hierarch. Kind of an interesting choice. But I guess it is our mana. In for 2 puts us to 20. That's not a bad one here. I'm going to just fire it off. Once again, afraid of a Spell Pierce here. This is why we're firing these off a little earlier than I normally like. No third land here on turn 4. We'll pass the turn. Hit a land, we can now Snapcaster Fatal Push, which is nice. I'd like to Snapcaster Drown or Weather at this point, so those would be fun. Floating red puts a Swift Spear down, follows this up with a Thoughtseize. Gets to take, probably at this point, Snapcaster. Does so. In for 2. Down to 18. All right, we do hit a land here. I think, once again, I'm just going to play the removal immediately and pass the turn. Removing immediately. Don't want that Spell Pierce. On we go. This could be like Scourge at this point because they finally got me below 20. Instead, it's a Manamorphose. This is a very weird build of Luris. I've never seen anything like this. It's usually straight burn, or it's mill, boggles, or just a Jund version. I don't know if I like what they've done here with their Grixis one. It definitely does things, but just it's a bit strange. Okay. all you, opponent. It's all you. What do you got? Fetching. Basic Swamp, 3 mana. Gotta commit something to the board, right? K commands making me discard and gets back Sprite Dragon. It's a pretty decent one. And they did have the K command, which we meant a mention of it, I believe, before. Maybe that was the earlier game. All right, what do I need? Well, I get rid of Sprite Dragon. I guess that's worth it. I prefer to get rid of the Luris. Sprite Dragon, Manamorphose, Kozilek's Return. This is a pretty easy turn for them. It'll be Manamorphose plus Luris if they don't hit. Kozilek's Return's kind of annoying. Instant speed way to get rid of our ways of getting a Shinobi down. Luris is to hand here. Bloodstain Mire. So we know all 3 cards. All right. We did. Oh, Last God, welcome back. We're struggling here against this list, although they played perfectly game 2 and quad lava darted me, casting twice and sacrificing 2 lands. We also have major delays between each turn. I don't know. So my question earlier, Last God, for the Dredge matchup, since you are now here, is for generally the matchups and stuff, is Dredge unfavorable? So this will be Luris plus something else here. So there's Luris, so they should easily play something. They decide Bobble. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to counter this. I still think these are interesting plays instead of like playing a Swift Spear here. They've drawn perfectly here. And they have a Fatal Push. Maybe they have a Dismember here. Fatal Push. Nice. Still gets countered though, because it's 0. It's a shame that we can't get this down. Pass the turn, opponent's going to gain 3 here. I need to hit runner lands. We're on turn 8 with 3 lands. It's crazy. Yeah, we tried to do that. Obviously, we didn't have that game 1. There's a Swift Spear. Choosing to do that instead of Bobble this time. Manamorphose. Now they do Swift Spear. And then they top decked into a Scourge here. It's a 3/3. They play their land. They have exactly Kozilek's Return in hand. I take a set here. I don't believe we can come back from this. I haven't hit my lands for forever. But Noble, we can play that. Pass turn. You think so, Turtle? We'll never know. We'll never know. Cantrip's Fiery Islet here. The only thing I guess that's kind of interesting is because of the Spell Stutter sprite. You just play the 1, and if I play the Spell Stutter, if it gets countered, you're pretty okay. Does Swamp Things. Polluted Delta. Use our clock, play 10 minutes of balloons. Grayus, this is for YouTube. And this is for Last God. Fetches and Shocks in here. That doesn't really make any sense. Sprite Dragon from the graveyard here. Fetch, Shock, and now Manamorphose to grow these. Okay, we have Kozilek's Return and an unknown card here. Make blue. They didn't make blue. They should make blue because if they hit it. Kozilek's Returns here Killing their own Sprite Dragon, clearing this, and then killing me. Oh no, it's 2 damage, sorry, not 3. Alright, so our opponent gets us here. This line does not play around a Fatal Push, doesn't play around an Abrupt Decay, doesn't play around a Drown the Lock, which is all things they've seen here. This line doesn't play around a Sprite Dragon jumping in front here. This line doesn't play around... This line doesn't play around an Ice Fang, doesn't play around a Snapcaster either. So, anyway, just things that it doesn't play around there. No real reason to burn a Kozilek's Return to have a Noble Hierarch when you can just swing and then have it pretty much unlock down the next turn. Shenanigans perhaps were played there. Let's go on. Let's go on. Match number 5 here. Let's snag a 3-2. That one was definitely a very sketchy one, though. And I don't like to call it out as sketchy, but that one was... The quad Lava Dart was kind of maybe the giveaway. All right, do we keep something like this? Thoughtseize and do nothing? I can't do that. This is going to be a mulligan. All right, much better hand. Much better hand. I can even probably ditch a land, and then I'll never draw one. But hey, I like all this. Let's go. Well, last god, the Dredge matchup was difficult, but I think we could have won the last one. And we didn't, so it didn't happen. Let's see here. Overgrown Tomb looks fine to draw here. And we'll Inquisition, see what's up. Ah, burn. Now I feel a little awkward. Okay, so we have double Eidolon here, Boros Charm, Lava Spike. We do have only 1 land here, which is interesting. Let's take a Lightning Bolt. Let's take a Lightning Bolt, and maybe they'll never draw their land. Sacred Foundry tapped. Burn can be a rough matchup. All right, we're going to make it rough. Let's go ahead and play a Noble Hierarch and put the Watery Grave in sideways here. This way I can play 2 spells next turn. Fatal Push plus Drown doesn't look too bad. Hoping they miss here. Lava Spike only goes to face. Hope they miss the land because they have a bunch of 2-drops here. This looks like it could be a difficult one. You're right, last god. But we don't have to worry about so many lava darts. They do hit their land here. Lava spikes, and then they're going to skewer the Noble Hierarch here. Okay. Not the worst for us. Not the worst. Hit our land drop. I have the ability to Drown the Lock and Fatal Push. We're sitting at 14. I probably Fatal Push this. And... probably Fatal Push this and do a Ice Fang here. Draw us an extra card. Shinobi? Alright, no Shinobi, but I have the ability to Ice Fang, Drown in the Lock. Got rid of 1 Eidolon. Worried about Boros Charm, but also worried about another Eidolon here. What would be nice is to top deck a Shinobi here and get a Lightning Helix from my opponent. That would be ideal. Our 3-2 Dream is alive. It's going to be a tough one, though. Burn. We don't have too much that gains life. Just Cling to Dust, really. Got that Weather the Storm, though. But unlike Prowess, sometimes they only play 1 to 2 spells. All right, so we're gonna go get blue here. Green, blue, Ice Fang. Just see if there's a mana leak or something like that. And then here, we're gonna just go ahead and counter the spell. I can Thoughtseize away like the Boros Charm or something. All right, now I probably don't. I probably just Snapcaster Fatal Push or Snapcaster. I could Snapcaster Inquisition, but I think I want to Snapcaster Drown the Lock and make them use their turn. cool. They're deciding we'll play at this speed, which I'm good with. Attack for an additional 2 here. I'm expecting Boros Charm at their end step. We'll snap, we'll drown. Eidolon was spooky. Just draw Shinobis? That's our goal. There's the Boros Charm. And we'll counter, and this is about as good as it's going to get here. We do need a Shinobi. 15 to 10, I could take also Cling. Cling would be gain 6 at this point because of the double Eidolons in the graveyard. I don't know if a Thoughtseize really makes sense here. Trying to decide if Thoughtseize is worth 2. If my opponent does 3, I think being at 10 is just better than technically like 9-ish. So we'll just have them work their way through my life total. That being said, Boros Charm number 2 there takes me to 6. Double burn spell kills me. Bloodstained Mire is burn plus Searing Blaze now. I do not have a good counter for this. Lava Spikes, that's not good. Fetching, and do they have us? Skewers, dang. All right. I think that was about as good as we could have gone, though. Snapcaster. Drawing the Lock would have been a nice draw. Snapcaster Inquisition could have been a thing. Bunch of Thoughtseize we don't really want to be using. And there's our Shinobi. Alright, Fatal Push seems okay here. I like the Weather the Storms. Kind of don't mind a Force of Negation here. Let's take some Thoughtseizes out. We don't want those. Yeah. So Shinobi still needs to be our win condition here. Mana leaks look fine. Spell Stutter doesn't look too bad. Abrupt Decays are probably okay. I could probably take this Assassin's Trophy out and just convert it to a Fatal Push instead. I kind of want to do the Force of Negation and do the double Noble Heart as well. No, Damping Sphere we don't want. I've done this before where I take the Nobles out because they're just going to get hit, and I could use Force of Negation to pitch, especially if I have a reasonable hand and if they have like light up the stage. So that's like my only other change that I think I like here. Collective Brutality would be a pretty sweet one to have in the sideboard, but I don't know if you'd have room really to fit it. It'd be tough. Let's play first. Well, this is actually a really bad hand. Basic Forest, Noble Hierarch. I can't play the Cling. I have some nice mana leaks later, but one lander is just... No. I need a little more than a one lander here. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Definitely can do this. I like the Cling. I like Snap. Probably just send back one Snap. Keep all the lands. Play the Noble Hierarch. Do the things. Do the things. Seems all right. We can get a basic island here too. I like being able to Cling something. It'll be interesting though because they probably won't have a creature in the yard for a while, so there won't be a creature to Cling that gains me the life. Though we might have our own Noble Hierarch in the yard. We can Cling that and gain some life. Shocks in the Sacred Foundry and Lightning Bolts. 3 damage not coming to my face. What's up, Snapcaster? How's it going? Push into Shinobi? Alright. Play Polluted Delta here. I'm planning to go get like a breeding pool. That's where I'm Vantage. It's a Goblin Guide. We can use the Polluted Delta as a way to check the top here as well. Which I'll happily do. Well, it's Polluted Delta. I'll take my draw, or my fetch then. Could be fetching or blocking the Goblin Guide. I think I'm okay with doing it this way and just taking a turn here. Maybe that's incorrect and I should be blocking the Goblin Guide. Then I could be clinging here. Yeah, that maybe was a better idea. Why not cast Cling during their turn? I want to gain life with this. There's a Drown the Lock. Let's just take the damage one more time. Cool. All right, from here forward, I think we can stabilize. It's going to be tight, but I think waiting here has given us a few more looks with the Goblin Guide. And now I can like Drown the Lock, Snapcaster, attempt blocks, stuff like that. I have a Hierarch in my graveyard. Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, Goblin Guide trigger here. It's an Ice Fang, which I actually don't want. Let's go get an Island. Let's throw a Snapcaster here, attempting to block Goblin Guide. I want them to start throwing things here. That's what I want them to do. You don't like the rando snap here? I should have done it earlier. Helix is this snap. So that's 3 damage not to me. And then we'll just kill the Noble, hoping that they don't have Boros Charm here. Cool. Then I get 2. Now we're looking okay here. Yeah, I could do Cling, Snap, Cling. Kind of like that. Let's do the Cling, Snap, Cling. I actually kind of like Snap and Drown now. I know I take a little bit more here, but the Cling kind of offsets what we did here, and now I can Snap Drown to kill the Goblin Guide. They may leave our Snapcaster alone. And I'm gonna be at 9 because of the Peat Land, so they're gonna have to have a bunch of spells to kill me with. But they didn't like go for too much that last turn, so this actually feels like this could turn it around. If we Shinobi with the Snapcaster here, I can avoid using the black mana here and then potentially hit a Helix. Lightning Helix again. We're down to 6. I think I goofed up here by not Snapcastering earlier and have made this game a lot harder. Although they redraw here, so we have a window. It's a small one. Escape Cling instead of doing a Shinobi here. We have a land down. Okay. Interesting. Oh, these are all really good. So I can't escape the Cling because I don't have enough things down there. It's 5. I kept thinking it was 4 as well. It's 5. I don't know why I kept thinking it's 4. It's 4 mana and it's 5 cards. Yeah, I think it's got to be Shinobi here. Into land, hold a Bleak. Yep. Hope I don't hit a Arid Mesa here. I need to hit like a mountain or something. So I have to take one. If they kill the Snapcaster, I could Cling, which is nice. And then that's probably 3 damage not coming to me. So if I want the leak up, I have to use the Peat Land here, which is probably still the correct line. because I have to do it like this and take the peatland damage. It's probably correct, though. Being tapped out here, they could just double bolt me, and this would be a really slow roll on the double bolt. I want to hit a helix and a land. That's the like most optimal things to hit here. Yeah, hopefully they're not sandbagging 2 bolts. All right, we connect. What do we get? Helix, come on. There's the mountain. And do I want the Eidolon? Ah! I can't take that. I can't take that Eidolon. It's too dangerous. Go Eidolon, go. No, it's too dangerous. They're at 17. What could go wrong? I'm hoping that I hit like a Boros Charm or Helix right here or something. Searing Blaze, perfect. We'll Mana Leak that. All right. Do you have the double bolt? It's a land. A Boros Charm. No, and a Skull Crack. What was our draw there? Verdant, drown, push eventually. We weren't getting there. We weren't getting there. I may have goofed up by not playing Snapcaster earlier for the Goblin Guy, but the Goblin Guy did draw us a couple cards too. 2-3 overall with the list. Shinobis. Drown in the Locks. Spellstutter Sprites. Cling, Snap, Cling. You could, yeah. We're going to gain some life there too. Weather the Storm was far away. Last God, the list is sweet. I definitely really do enjoy it. For me, in this one, Gaia's Blessing obviously had no impact. We never ran into mill. I don't know if I want Force of Despair or if I'd almost prefer some sort of like board wipe. It may just be better to have like a random board wipe here instead of the Force of Despair. I know that could set you back, but there's probably times where you're okay to like lose 1 Ice Fang or even a Spell Stutter and clear the board if they're a bit wide. You will face mill if you do. Fair enough. Weather the Storm was pretty sweet still. I think you could probably drop this Fatal Push and open like these 3 cards right here is what I would consider switching. The rest seem appropriate and pretty decent. You move to Force because of Saheeli. That's fair. That's fair. If you do see enough Saheeli, then keep the Force. If you see more wide strategies like Elves or other things like that, maybe a Damnation or something like that. I'm disappointed in the 1 match. I think we all know which match that was, but in general, I've enjoyed this list, Last God. I always like it when you've got Shinobi running around here. I definitely would not mind revisiting this in a future episode as well. Just something about Shinobi. Like when it hits and it hits something like really crazy, it's bonkers, right? You can play Shinobi with Bitter Blossom. I like this kind of tempo shell here. Pretty sweet. Not gonna lie. Can we call this a 2.5 win league due to the 4th match? Honestly, I honestly think we win that one. Let's talk briefly about that. Opponent played very slow. We don't know whether or not they might have been watching or not. My only reason that I think they might have been watching is the 2 plays of the quad darts, sacrificing 2 things, and then the final play there, well, the final 2 plays of when they played Bobble holding Fatal Push up, even though that still counters Bobble, instead of just slamming. If they slam Swift Spirit's forcing us to make a removal or counter, and then they can follow that up with playing it again. And I think they just want to pressure. And the other kind of all in that they did at the very end where they decided to kill everything off that mattered and then swung in. That dies, or at least doesn't win to like half of our library. So those were the only things. Maybe a 2.5 win. Either way, list is sweet, and I think you can definitely get some 3-2s and 4-1s with the list. Just got to run a little hotter than we did tonight.